What is good, y'all? SGG gang, it's your boy SmooveGotGame back with another Detroit Tigers rebuild video, man. I hope you guys are ready for today's episode. Please hit it with a like, comment, and subscribe down below if you guys are ready for another episode in this journey as we get deeper into year 4 and trying to right this ship or figure out if it's quickly failing. So today we will be taking a small trip down to the minors, because if you remember at the end of last episode, if you haven't, make sure you guys go back and check that one out. We called Leo Franco up to AAA because he was just absolutely beasting and feasting at AA. He's now up to a 70 overall. His stamina's gotten boosted up by a lot. Hits per 9 went up by +2, home run per 9 up by +1. So he's looking like a strong candidate to maybe make the major league roster. You know, I love the stamina being a little bit higher because we have a lot of guys that has pretty low stamina in the 70s and stuff like that. It doesn't really kind of translate to deeper ball games, especially if you're getting hit around a lot, which is, you know, where his hit per 9 is pretty low. So he'll need more stamina to be able to go deeper into games when he's giving up a lot of hits, but not a whole lot of runs. So I definitely wanted to go ahead and get into a start here with him today, just to kind of basically see what he might be able to produce and get his first looks at AAA. Now, already off rip, we go ahead and get 2 quick little strikes there, and that's going to be a running fastball left up in a zone, but with plenty of room to go ahead and make the catch on that one. Not even worried at all about it. So coming back here with the second batter. Good work here. And one of the things I do like about him, because, you know, we're not just going to talk gameplay when we got a player lock in here. We're going to talk a little bit about Leo Franco too as well. Is his pitch mix. It's actually very interesting. Running fastball, which is already, I'd say, a pretty rare pitch. Not too many people have it. Not too many people have it as their first pitch. To mix that one in kind of with, you know, the two-seamer, or no, the curveball, the changeup, and the splitter. We've got a ground ball pitch, a decent strikeout pitch when it's on, something to change up the speeds with the changeup, and a running fastball. I mean, it's only hitting about 92 to 94, but still very effective with also getting ground ball outs. You see here giving up a hit, but it's still on the ground, not a hardly hit ball, as that thing runs down and away from righties and down and in to get lefties, I believe. So it'll be a pitch that could be a good strikeout pitch, as that one could have ended the inning. Unfortunately, gets into the outfield, so that'll be an error on the third baseman. That could have easily been the play. He probably should have just gathered himself and threw the first, try to take the play at second base, and ultimately we hope we don't regret it, as Connor Joe is up here. And he looks at the running fastball off the plate, gets a good strikeout. You know, we won't see too many of those. He's not a very strikeout ball pitcher. Most of what we'll see are going to be contact outs, preferably on the ground here today. He is like a ground ball pitcher with at least his stuff and the way that he pitches. But hopefully I can use that effectively to kind of get the similar type of outs here. As Ruiz with a full count pops this one. Actually pretty deep. I thought that was going to be shallow. Took a couple steps back actually, and center fielder though will range underneath and grab it. As we look to try to get a good outing here at AAA, really see if he's going to develop well, see if he's going to stay here for the longevity of the season. If he does do bad enough, we will send him right back down. Oh, that gets right over the head of the center fielder. That looked like it might have been a good play to make. It'll be a double, though. I did not know that was going to get down. That was just perfect placement. Bad placement by the glove, and that's going to be a liner into the outfield and right. Is that enough speed to go ahead and come in? The throw is coming in quickly, and quickly enough to hold him at third. So now at least a ground ball out here can get us out of this thing cleanly if third base doesn't sell yet again. So 0-1, let's go to the curve. Ooh, good break, just not good location on that. Not exactly where we wanted it. 1-1. That's chopped on the ground though. Great ball over to first. Gets to the second for 1. Back over to him. 3-6-3 double play there to go ahead and get us out of that inning. We'll go bottom of third here. Jim Barwitz up to the plate. He gets over to first base. Another base hit. Like I said, we'll see plenty of contact be made. It's just about getting it to the gloves, though, as that's going to be a liner out to right field. He'll range back and grab it. 2 back-to-back balls hit right to him. And where I would see Leo Franco going, I don't know how far he's probably got till he reaches the majors. I'd probably say another 3-4 seasons. And then by that point, is their roster spot open? Is a trade in place? Is he the long reliever taking over like Jackson Joe's role? Jackson Joe moves into the starting rotation. Who knows? Because that is such a far time away. That's going to be a base hit that gets up the middle. This should be definitely enough speed over at third this time around to go ahead and bring home the first run of the ball game. As back-to-back contact swings there. Gets them around. Connor Joe will come up and he'll put it right back where it is. Back-to-back base hits up the middle. They're going to go to third base. Throw will pull them off the bag. If it's on cleanly, it's probably an out. We still have the chance, though, at a double play here if we can just get them on the ground. 48 pitches through only 2 in the third is pretty alarming, especially with, I mean, the stamina did go up, but it's not, you know, in the 90s yet. So Probably looking around 80 to 90 pitches before he's really getting tired. And they're going to get him going around on the strikeout there. That should be strikeout number 2. Can we get one more here on Mateus? 1-2. Watching the running fastball upstairs. Go sit down and warm back up off that heat, as we only allow 2 runs. Now we just need the offense to get going, but only thing we can control is still pitching, and we can keep it a 2-0 ball game for as long as possible. That would be great to wake these bats up. Good swing and miss through the curveball there to make it 0-2. Coming right back to it, and that's going to be on the ground. Third baseman knocks it down. Not going to be enough time to make the play. Those that just scampered just a little bit farther away from him than you probably would like. Ronaldo Hernandez will come up. No outs. Runner at first, and he will record out number 1 as this is shallow. Ranging in, grabbing it on the run. For a second, you gotta be worried. I thought he was gonna drop in front of him or something, which we would have had to throw out at second base, I believe, anyway. So Jim will come back up after starting that last rally, last inning, to get them kind of moving and motivated. He'll get another base hit here, going right out to right field yet again, and he's gonna miss it. Have to play it up against the wall. He was not ready to go ahead and catch that one, and the throw is gonna come in. Not in time at third base. That is an RBI triple off of what I think should be an error by the outfield, maybe like a double and an error. RBI, but no earned run, I would think, maybe. We get the out there. And actually here at the plate, I did want to point this out too. This is Bucky Hackman, if you guys remember, the second baseman that was the #1 overall pick. What was it, last draft or 2 drafts ago? Very highly touted player, 99 potential. We're playing him here today. I think we got him to pop out there. So hasn't, at least as of right now, has not reached that potential, but already up at AAA. So I wonder how long until we see him at the major league level and get some real major league at bats against him. Connor Joe pops right field, easy plays, and we're in the bottom of the 5th now. 78 pitches deep. He's still looking good. Haven't got the tired thing up on the screen, but we are down 4-1 after finally coming across. But this is also officially not going to be a quality start since 4 runs have come across. I'm pretty sure quality start is still just 6 innings, 3 earned runs or less. So no quality start here today, but he can, at least in my eyes, get a quality start. If he can hold out to like the 6th, maybe even 7th, as that's going to be a deep drive way back left field. Gone off the building. That looked like it actually hit the 2nd or 3rd row too. That was a high fly power swing that took that one way out of here. As these chasers are not coming around to play, they are chasing a victory and chasing a 6-0 lead. And I was surprised, honestly, they didn't take him out after that. We've got 2 outs, so let's at least, I guess, try to get out of the 5th inning, and then gives up a base hit to Nick Lofton here with the 2-0 count right after. I got to think you got to pull him after that one. We're at 80. Yep, there he comes. Skipper's going to go ahead and come out and pull him out of this game. So not a successful first start by any means. 4 2/3, 6 earned runs. I think maybe like 3 or 4 strikeouts. We'll see at the end box score here how much he ended up going and finishing off with. As we ended up losing the game 7-1 to the Storm Chasers. They came out and played great. He just kind of took advantage of a young kid trying to make his AAA debut. Maybe he wasn't quite ready for prime time, but he was putting up great stats for 2 straight months down in AA. I had to make the move to get him up. And with him being at a 70, I just thought the move might be the right time. So 4 2/3, 6 earned, 11 hits given up with 4 Ks. So like I said, a very pitch to contact type of pitcher, and a lot of his stuff was hit hard. Strike zone, we were in there. See 69% of the time. The splitters were really having a hard time finding the zones. You see the only one that he was 1 for 1 on those by the time they hit it, and 25% of the time it was in the zone. Running fastballs, you see a lot of those near the middle of the plate. None really catching like the corners, top, low. A lot of that is down the center. Even some of those greens that you see though are on the outside parts of the plate. You look at the curveball, none of them even really kind of close. The ones that are close are strikeouts, but here's the splitters. Some of these should, like, I see at least 3. 1, 2, 3, 4 at least. So it should have been at least 50%. That should have been a strike, but they got called balls, unfortunately. And the changeup, you see those were, if they weren't missing the zone, they were right down the middle. So we got to work on his command, his control, keep him doing those per 9 trainings, and hopefully he can bounce back from that. But now we're going to focus up here at the major league level because we're going into a series against the Chicago White Sox, who are just ahead of us in the standings. And if we want to make a comeback, a couple of victories here could go a long way. So what we're going to do is actually going to start out with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. On a player a lot going against Zach Wheeler. 1.98 ERA, 50 innings, a 4-1 record. he's looking like an early Cy Young candidate. And it might be the reason why the White Sox are doing so well. He's got a sub-2 ERA. WHIP is about 1.1. So we'll see what he's able to contribute to today and see if they're able to go to get a victory. But Guerrero Jr. is at hitting over 300, 12 home runs, 31 RBIs already early in the season. The exact kind of play that I wanted to get from him. Hitting in his 3 spot now as we moved him up in the lineup last episode too as well. If you guys missed that, make sure you guys check that out, of course. But yeah, there you see it, 18 and 17, second place, and we're just directly behind them. Our home run leaders, other than him, no one else is really hitting like that. Gonzalez, the rookie, has 6, and you got Green and Jones both with 4. Jones, our leadoff guy, that doesn't even have power. Gleyber Torres, I think, still has yet to hit a home run, so that's unfortunate as that gets popped up to a glove, and no runs coming in that first. But we'll go top 6 here, up 1-0. Nobody on for Guerrero. Woo! I could feel the tension that he had for winning that home run upstairs in the zone. And Zach Wheeler is still in this ballgame. He's only giving up 1, so I wouldn't see a reason to pull him yet either, too. They just got to wait for the offense to wake up. But that's a clean strikeout of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. No danger. Avoids it this time around. As we go look at the box here. Not able to put any more runs across. We come back to our hitters. There goes Spencer Torkelson with a 2-run home run to get us back right. Pitching-wise, we're still doing good. We're coming back up to Guerrero Jr.'s at bat with now a 3-0 lead. I love that. Spencer Torkelson showing a little bit of pop down there in the bottom of the order to really help this team out. Chris Murphy is now coming out of the bullpen to kind of finish this game up. And as long as we can close out, we should be A-okay here. 2-2 count for Guerrero. Swings over the top of the changeup. Not a very good game for him. He's 0 for 4 on the day with 2 Ks. But thankfully, the offense went in and picked up the slack here in the bottom of the 8th. It looks like we almost about gave it up there. Jordan Romano will go ahead and come in to try to close out this ball game for us. As we'll go ahead and sit into full game mode here to go and try to get this closed since they are about to bring us in to play third base anyway. Let's go ahead and just get this save situation and see if we can go ahead and walk out of here with a full, complete victory. That one's upstairs. I gotta say, I'm impressed with Romano and not blowing saves at all. That was a big issue for us last year with Alex Lange. Haven't seen that issue yet this season. Hopefully, we saw it come up late in the season in the playoff time. So, hopefully that doesn't happen here again as we do get the first out there to go and take advantage. Get a swing and miss through Andrew Benintendi for out number 2. And then Luis Robert Jr. lines this one right to Keith Clemens' glove. And we walk out of here with a W. 3-1 victory over the Chicago White Sox, taking game 1, which goes, like I said, a long way to coming back in this division. It's going to be a grind. It's going to be hard. Not that hard, there's a lot of games in the season, but it's honestly, even playing MLB show, despite having a 162 game season, you get down low enough or your record starts going in a bad direction, you're going like a losing streak, and the players' numbers aren't looking okay, you start to doubt, you start to really doubt yourself in the month of May and June. At least that's how I am. You guys can let me know down below if you guys the same ways. Morris Jones was the one to hit that solo home run early in the game for his 5th of the season. But that's how I am with the game. Like, we're 10 games under 500 by June and July. That season's lost to me. There's 162 games. Yeah, there's over probably around 80, 100 games left at that point. Still not putting my money on that we're gonna turn it around to change anything with that. Which is crazy. You can be like 2 or 3 games under 500 in the NFL, for example, and still have confidence in the rest of your season with like a month or a month and a half left. So it's just really weird how defeated you can feel while taking losses. And at 16-20, even right now, I'm starting to feel like a little bit defeated if we can't start to come back. And a great game too. After beating their what looked like ace, Herman Marquette, 1-5, 5.9 ERA, 1.5 WHIP. That's exactly what I want to see next. Somebody that we can probably tee off against, give up a lot of hits, and maybe get this offense back right here today as we're with Morris Jones. After hitting home run number 5 yesterday, he's getting closer and closer to hitting over 300 at 297 right now. And it would be great to see if he's able to make some plays here. Hey, a walk is just fine by me because that man's speed is dangerous. Akil Badu is up next. So we watched that one go low. Got a full game in here today with game 2 for a special reason that we will see here in a moment as this gets gloved, caught, thrown in. No runs being scored in by Badu just yet as Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is up next. We're taking off for second base. Looks like they try to pitch out. That throw is not in time. Able to go ahead and beat out that throw gracefully. And then Guerrero almost, if that's 2 inches higher, that's a RBI double. But because it's not, we have a runner at second. Rookie Fernando Gonzalez batting 289 on the year. Gets a knuckle curve upstairs in the zone, but got underneath it a little bit. That's an easy fly out. So got a runner on, but ended up leaving him at second. And then Luis Severino. This was the main reason I was coming into this, because he struggled all year. 7 starts, an 0-6 record, 6.61 ERA, and a whip almost at 2. That equates to 31 innings of work, 43 hits, 19 walks. That boy has been struggling all year, and I wanted to see what in the world was going on with my number 2. Low-key, my 1B when it comes to aces. Tariq Ball's 1A, he's 1B, or should be, but he's not playing like it. So I wanted to see, get a game in, and see what he's talking about. Tommy Edman at the plate, batting well over 300, almost 340. We're going to see if we can drop that down a little bit as Torres with the diving play. Throw goes over to first. Great work there. We worked on the defense, got a little bit better defenders in there, got them on defensive training too if they needed. So hopefully we start to see some of that payoff as Matt Verlaine taking over at first base here today. Spencer Torkelson was a little bit tired and making a great diving play. I don't know if Spencer's making that play, honestly. The way I've seen him make errors and stuff, I might be glad that I put him in. Luis Robert Jr. 0-1 on the count. Pops this one. Morris Jones is going to have to get on this horse to go ahead and come in and make a play, and he will. Grab it with the shoestring tackle. We go top of the second here. Back to our offense, and we're looking to tee up. Armand should not be able to keep us down for long, as I'm looking to go ahead and try to make a little bit of a run here. That's going to be a base hit back up the middle. Nice strong contact on the four-seamer at the kneecaps with the full count too. So he's going to walk or get a hit. Now it's Jace Jung. Young man is up here at the major league level, and he's actually been killing it so far, I got to say. As he bloops this one in for a base hit, now it'll be runners at first and second. You saw he's batting 250. Now it'll be increased by a little bit, but he's done great off the bench. I'm glad we were able to finally bring him up and see what he was doing. I wish he could have kept his A potential. It sucks that he lost it after having a bad AA season, but, you know, maybe there's a chance to earn it back. Although I did, force Keith Clemens when he got rookie year. I have seen in some people's videos that it actually has gone up after, I guess, like a good season, or, something happens over time and it at least can be triggered. So hopefully Jace Jung does something to get it back. So Matt Verlaine will get that's risky. Forcing him at the kneecaps with a full count. They did not want to give up the walk, as that'll be an RBI base hit instead. Probably would have liked the walk. And because of that, we take the first runs of the ballgame. We're at 1-0 with still plenty of time to work. Harry Ford, catcher we traded for last season. As you can see down there below, we're 5 games behind the Guardians, 2 games behind the White Sox, and 2 games up of the Royals and Twins. So a pretty tight division down there. And with us having this 4-game set, we could easily take over second place if we're able to somehow sweep. That's going to be a sinker that's flied out to left field. Not going to get down. So we're able to get the second run across, but that's about it for that one. So that's a liner by Akil Baddoo. That'll get down for a base hit and more. 1 run's going to go ahead and come around. We might be able to get the second with that 82 speed. He's on his horse coming through to the plate, and that is going to not be in time either. 2 RBI base hit, or double there, extra base hit for Akil Baddoo, making up for that first inning chance that he had with his 6th double of the year. And Guerrero, let's go ahead and get you invited into the RBI party too, my man, as you slide that slider into the seats. Pulled foul. 0-1. Watches it outside. Very clean, very negotiable here. As he negotiates a pitch that he might like. Slider taken upstairs. Fly deep. Caught at the warning track. It is a 4-0 lead with those bars as we go to the bottom of the 5th here. Severino's been clean. 43 pitches, 4 innings of work. No runs come across just yet. And he's got a great lead here that his offense was able to provide for him early. So now he can pitch with a little bit of lead, a little bit more confidence, as Guerrero will make this play at third. Easy throw goes over to first for the out. Close it. Montgomery. 1-2. Flies it down the line. That's going to get down. Get to the corner. That's going to be extra bases with ease. Baddoo hits up against the wall. Throws it into the cutoff man who set up for third base. So we all just conceded and knew that was going to be a double. But Victor Baez will have to come on and bring him around as he does the one thing he probably didn't want to do, and that's hit it right to third or short, as the runner will have to now stay at second base with 2 outs, and it'll take a hit of some kind to go in and bring him around as they get the call strike there for Patrick Bailey. I'm going to say Patrick Beverly. But say, when did you get to the MLB to annoy me over here too, as we throw this one over to first base? Got him. Easy plays there. We're going to stay with Severino here. Bottom of the 6th, 62 pitches. With a 2-2 count to Tommy Edman. Watching that one go low. And Nico is in that on-deck circle waiting to get up to the plate, hopefully with a man on. It looks like he will. Walks in with the 4-seamer upstairs. Got no call with that. 1-2. Not chasing. Very wise when players don't chase off of one of our pitchers that have sliders. As this one, though, is going to be grounded for a nice 6-4-3. Fielder's choice and an error. Jace Jung just could not make that thing happen. Laboratories with a great flip. Jung just, coming off the bench, maybe not that much, not ready for defensive prime time. Threw that one away and kind of sold the bag there. As this one's going to be a base hit from Lewis Robert Jr. Thankfully, the runner will not move up, though, because it's kind of hit pretty hard. But they still got first and second with one out. It's Eloy Jimenez up next as he flies this one. Badu's going to go out and get it, glove it, and the throw will come in as we go ahead and whip this thing around. And we still have not given up a run just yet, so Gavin Sheets will have to come and try to make that happen. But with a 1-2, he skies this one out to Badu. Bars as he goes and makes this play, and that'll be 6 innings of shutout ball for Luis Severino. My boy is looking strong, playing strong. The next task is going to be Harry Ford as he swings over the top of the circle change, going back to our bats to see if we can get some more insurance runs here. As Cole Sands is on the mound pitching now. They went to their bullpen a little while ago, as that is going to be strike 3, watched on the edge. He'll have to go heat up after being frozen by the heat. And Morris Jones checking his swing, but going to be called for going around the circle change. Badu, will you become a victim for the 3 strikeout inning? Got Guerrero on deck just in case you don't. And you got a good hitters count right here. 3-1 after watching that splitter off the plate. And there it is, down low. So we're able to go ahead and make something happen there with that one. And we got a chance for Vladimir Guerrero to make some runs come across. So that's going to be a steal attempt by Badu. Don't forget that man has wheels. Used to be this team steals leader before we drafted Morris Jones. And that's going to be a base hit that gets into the outfield. It's going to get up against the wall. It should be an easy double. Run's going to come across with ease. And there goes Vlad E. being clutch yet again, as it's now a 5-0 ball game. The steals work, even though I think he probably would have scored from first base off that one. That was hit pretty deep into the gap. Stayed up against the wall. I feel pretty confident about that one as this is chopped over to second base for the easy throw over as Gonzalez will have to go sit down. But now we give it back to Luis Severino, who's pitching like Severino of old. 8 or 7 strong innings to this point. No runs allowed. He's up to 90 pitches, so we'll see how deep in the game he can go, as he's just 5 outs away from a complete game shutout after having no wins all year. No quality starts. 7 total starts, no quality starts. 6 losses. He might be able to get out of here. Well, he'll definitely get out of here with his first dub, and might be able to get out with a complete game shutout, as that's one more out there taken away. We're down to the last 4. 1-2 here to Luis Robert Jr. Lines it. Torres leaps, and he's not going to be able to grab it. Green will go ahead and pick it up, though, and cut it off before he gets to the wall. Great plays there, but now runners at first. Eloy Jimenez at 98 pitches. Severino, maybe he got a little bit tight on that four-seamer. Let it sail. Chopped on the ground. Jung, can you redeem yourself with a nice play here over the first? And he's got him. If he didn't get that, I think Severino probably would have beat him up, bro, because our man is tired. He's at 102 pitches now at this point. Pops this one. Foul territory. Gavin Sheets is trying to work this at bat 2-1. Watches the four-seamer basically right down the middle. Might have choked it. You know what happens if you don't swing on those good ones? You get a bad one. And he goes and sits down on that circle change. Checked the swing, but went too far around. And we'll have Andrew Vaughn up next. Watching that slider just break in on the front door. That was a beautiful break on that one, too, even while being tired. And he gets the four-seamer in on the kneecaps, not going for it. 0-2. Strike 3 on the cut on the outside. I can't go for that. No. He ain't want to swing. Hey, look, that's the remix. Every time they get watched looking on the strikeout, we might have to hit that one. That might be a new thing. 0-2 here to Collison. Montgomery. Can we get him looking? Ooh, give me that call so I can sing it again. Give me the call so I can sing it again. 1-2. Chopped that one. I don't know how he made contact with that one. Chopped it on the ground. Guerrero, easy play over the first base, though, and we get the victory. So I said 2 games. Severino comes out with a complete game shutout. We're able to go in and knock things down, live it up a little bit there with the celebrations. And just like that, we won the first 2 games against the White Sox. The first one, pretty close, but this one I say a little bit more convincingly, as both guys have now the same record at 1-6. And we lead the series 2-0 with 10 hits as a team, which is great. Able to score across 5 of them. That's at least, 50% of the runs coming across. That's pretty good, at least with that many hits. The less hits, the higher that percentage needs to be. But Severino, 6 hits, 7 Ks, only 1 walk in this start. It was masterful. You see Gleyber Torres went 3 for 4 on the day. A couple of goose eggs for Gonzalez and Morris. Even though Morris did walk and help score a run across, or help out a little bit with his speed. Guerrero and Badu hit the doubles and RBIs to go along with Harry Ford and Verlaine. And then Jones and Badu both stole a couple of bases for us. And Severino's ERA is seen now dropping from a 6.6 to a 5.1 after just 1 complete game shutout. Another one, he might be at 3.9, 3.8. And we're going to just jump straight into the next one too, man. No introductions needed. John Means is on the mound for the White Sox. 7 games. And 2 on record. That boy always no decision. And a 3.4 ERA. That boy cannot buy a decision. As we're going to go to one of our coldest hitters in the lineup, Keith Clemens. 186 on the year. This is not the Rookie of the Year performance that we saw last year. That's why I said I should have went to Morris Jones. He was a more consistent player, but Clemens ended up getting it. Now he has a bases loaded situation with 1 out. That's going to be a liner that gets caught. Thankfully for him, though, there's a lot of speed at third base. The throw will come in, and he gets there without sliding. That's an RBI base hit. And well, because of that, we are up 6-2 now as we jump top 7. Still a run scoring opportunity here for Keith Clemens, who hasn't got a hit just yet. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Another 0 for days on the horizon unless he can make something happen here with Chris Murphy. Pitching, it looks like long relief unless he's just been throwing no pitches. He's at 47 pitches through 6 innings. With a 6-run lead, yeah, it's got to be the long reliever. As we strike out there, has to be the long reliever. But we're going to get a little defense in because I think Keith Clemens does do is play defense. As Leo Jimenez is in, going off against Yamisi Garcia. This will go over to first base for 1. Can we throw it back in time for the second? We got it. 3-0 in the series, man. We are 1 game away from sweeping the White Sox with another convincing win here, 11-5. The boys were not playing today. 15 hits, 11 runs. That is a very good percentage, well above 50%. You see a lot of multi-hit games there. Morris Jones, 2 for 6. Kibadu, 3 for 6. Freddie Gonzalez, 3 for 5. 2 for 5 percent Torkelson. Somehow Keith managed to be the only 0 for, but Harry Ford, 2 for 5 as well. Them boys was killing it. Torkelson, you see his 4th home run. Guerrero's going for a 33rd RBI. Torkelson's up to 11. Badu's up to 15. Clemens up to 10. Jones up to 14. So at least the RBIs are coming in quick and smoothly. You see Gonzalez is at 19 now too as well. And we got a lot of extra base hits throughout this game. Badu actually had 2 doubles to get up to 8, trying to catch up to Vladimir Guerrero. And Framber Valdez, 7 1/3, 5 earned, 5 Ks. So not a quality start, but enough to get the victory. His ERA stays in the 5s. And we'll be going into the last game of the series with a 1, 2, 3, 4 M's in my bank. Wins on the schedule. My fault, wrong remix. But now we are just 2 games under 500. The White Sox have the same exact record. And this could actually put us into 2nd place for the division. So you guys know we got to go into this game, finish up this sweep, and go ahead and see what they are talking about. And the crazy part is, too, we are at Chicago. We are doing this on their home turf in front of their fans. So today, with a 3.13 average, only giving up 6 earned runs in the 3 games of the series, we're going to look to take things home, wrap things up. And I hope to put you guys on the first show. So if you guys are ready, make sure you hit that like button before we get into this player lock. And as you can see here by the scores too, it's been, it was tight the first game, 3-1, a great 5-0 shutout, and then an 11-5 dominating victory. So we're looking to keep that trend going as we look for this sweep here. I don't know what we're going to get out of this one per se. I don't see another dominating victory here, especially with Domingo Germán on the mound. I know you all saw in real life that man hit that perfect game for my Yankees, but 3-1 this season, 5.2 ERA, pretty average, for a 4 or 5 starter, or I'm assuming that's where he's at in the rotation since we faced their ace in game 1. He's either 4 or 5. Looking to kind of tee off against him here today. We're going to be spotlighting our rookie, man. He's been playing great this season, 292 already in the top of the second. We haven't scored yet, so we went 1, 2, 3. It looks like he takes that first 12-6, getting unlucky. On top of it, just launching that one right into the dirt. But he's been great for us. I mean, he's a DH guy. His fielding attributes are just all like in the 50s or 60s. So he's a third baseman originally, but not with 60 arm strength, 58 accuracy, and 50 fielding ability. I'm not letting that slide. You can see why he's DH though. Took that one all the way to the wall, being a little bit late on it on the outside part of the plate. Ooh, and you hate to see those ones up top. When you take a pitch, you normally get right out afterwards as this throw goes over. Ooh, dropped it though. Getting a little bit of field luck there. I'll take the error. We're down 2-1, so we'll take anything that we can get here as we're going through this one quickly. Top of the 7th. Ronaldo Lopez is in the game now as Gleyber Torres is up to bat. Getting this one over to the left side of the field. Throw goes over to first. They got the double play, but there were no outs. So, yep, we were able to go ahead and score that run across. And we're going to go full game now. So we'll be watching everybody as we try to go ahead and complete this game off. And try to get out of here with the victory. Get out of here with a sweep. Take full control of second place by ourselves. And Akil Baddoo leading off to help make that happen. And that's going to be a long drive ball deep out to right field. Gone. Solo home run, Akil Baddoo. And that boy has been tearing it up, looking like the batting title champ that he was 2 years ago. Only his third homer of the season, but a big one. As you see, the teammates are hyped up. We're excited. We're looking for the sweep here on the road. And that just might do it for us. Great job there to put that up. And they go to the bullpen too right after that. Matt Foster goes and comes into the game. He's only played 2 games this year for a total of 2 innings, but hasn't given up a hit yet to either side of the ball. So no hits through 2 innings, 2 strikeouts. Small sample size, but it's a good sample size at the very least. And he'll have to face off against 3, 4, and 5 with still no outs. Smart play there to just walk Guerrero after giving up a home run. You know he's hyped up and ready to crush one. So we go Fernando Gonzalez again, 0 for 3 on the day when we locked in on him. Maybe it'll be a little bit different if we're controlling everybody, though. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes when I'm in player lock mode, it just feels like I got to swing at everything. It's like such a limited at-bats. You only get like, 3 or 4 compared to, at the least 27 if you're playing a full game. So it's like, you can have a bad at-bat or 2 or something like that and, still get a good amount of hits. But with 4, you're trying to get 1 or 2 of those to be hits. And here goes another fly ball deep to center field that gets caught and reined in. As he hasn't had a good day at the plate today, so we'll see that average dip just a little bit. Gleyber Torres, same thing, 0 for 3. Lines this one, though, for a base hit. He's able to go ahead and get on. Good timing on that slider off the plate. So I'm surprised he took that one as that ball is going to be backed up by the pitcher. Thought that ball got loose for a second. Thankfully, we didn't try to move up. And it'll be Keith Clemens, who has been struggling, but takes the circle change in on the hands deep to right field. It'll be gloved in, but at least move the runner up. So even when he's getting his outs, at least sometimes they're being productive. As long as we can have that, he'll stay in the starting lineup at the least. Just kind of getting unlucky there, being a little bit late on the circle change, in on the hands, and then the most unluckiest thing you could have, a 4-seamer down the middle that you get underneath to end the inning. So we'll go to our closer, man, Jordan Romano. 5 games, 5 saves, 6 opportunities, and a 1-0 record. So that means the one that he did blow was probably a dub. 7 games though overall, and he's looked very, very strong, and I haven't had to worry about him too much when it comes to getting these saves. Like Alex Lane, we got to a point where I didn't even know if I wanted him to close. We took him out of the closer role, traded him. I know I talk a lot about it, but that was so frustrating to have happen because he was such a good closer for 2-3 seasons or 2.5 seasons for us. So glad that we got Jordan here though, and he's producing very well. Already got 1 out, and then Andrew chops this one on the ground over to Guerrero, who makes the easy throw over to first base for out number 2, and they're down to their final out here. To avoid this sweep, they're down to their final strike. It's Luis Robert Jr. I don't know why I said Luis Robert Jr. with Eloy Jimenez on the on-deck circle with a full count. 4-seamer upstairs gets fouled off. Okay. Keeps himself alive at least for one more pitch. Got him called there on the strike. Froze him, so he'll have to go warm up in the comfort of his own home because this ball game is over. 3-2 victory there behind Akil Baddoo. Solo home run in the top of the ninth. So clutch that happened at that moment, and we were able to go ahead and take full advantage and get this dub, man. He's obviously going to be player of the game. 5 hits total as a team compared to their 9, and 2 errors on our part. We were still able to walk out with a victory. I'm so proud of this team to at least make efficient on the hits that we were getting. Guerrero's 10th double of the season gets up to 34 ribbies. Akil Baddoo's now sitting at 16. Torkelson's 4th error. We got to figure out what's going on with him at first base, get some real fielding training going on. But Casey Mize a good start, 5 2/3, only 2 earned, 1K. ERA still sub 2.5, so I honestly think he probably could have went a little longer. But we got the dub, so that's all that matters. And you see here, we're now 4.5 games behind the Guardian with that series sweep. They're on a 4-game winning streak. We're on a 5. And we just got to play better, honestly, at home, where we have a losing record under 500 by 4 games at home. If we straighten that out and win at home like we're supposed to, this division can be ours. So with all that being said, though, we got to go ahead and jump into our scouting, look and see what we're going to be looking for. Look at our recently scouted first basemen are basically completely done. Some of these guys have 5% left. We're not going to be that much of a difference between 95 and 100. So I'll probably let these rock. Alan Harmon here, probably going to be a B potential player. Has great contact potential, great power versus lefties, vision potential, and he comes in with pretty good vision too as well. The fielding looks like he actually have good fielding. So, you know, Smith's been struggling with errors. Could be a potential, you know, replacement there. Aldo Cabrera, all his stuff looks kind of mid, so I'm not really looking at him. As well as, you know, Freddie Campillo. His stuff looks mid too as well. He's ranked 133. We're not going to be looking that far back to, you know, if we want to get a first baseman, I'm not looking that far back and taking something like that. Now, of course, we also looked at, you know, left fielders too as well. They're at 95%. So, you know, that's basically done and over with. Got David Valenzuela here. We'll have pretty good power. We'll come in with decent power. But other than that, not really much to speak of. Even the speed will kind of be about mid. So for rank 36, maybe at pick 49 if he's still there, or 73 if he slides back that far. But there's other good options like right here, Dana Urbina, 83 to 95 potential. So at least be a B, could be an A. And this is where I get confused. I don't know how, because all his future ratings are red, which is well below average. So I don't know what's going to make this man a 95 potential. I don't even know what would make him 83. But something somewhere on there is saying that he should be that high. So I don't know, maybe I'm missing something. But here, Oliver Horton too as well could be a good option. Geraldo Baez with that 81 to 93 potential. There's a lot of guys with good potential, not good overalls, you know, kind of coming in or good stats. And that's kind of troubling and worrisome. Now, of course, we can also look at left field, just move them over into right field, or actually get just a true left fielder. And there are a couple of good ones, you know, scattered all around the East. International, of course, that have good potential ranges and good overalls. Third baseman, for whatever reason, for me, it's always weak. Yes, Trevor Reese here was a potential at 98. But, you know, after we scout him, who knows if that's going to hold up. There's Darren Varela, could go up to an 87, could also start out near that 87, has good contact vision, fielding abilities. We've drafted a lot of players that are like MLB ready, or at least like just only 1 year in the minors, and have come up and made an impact. We already have basically three guys that I've drafted up at the major league roster, maybe four. So we've done a good job of drafting guys that are close to their MLB readiness, but I want to get some guys that have really, really high potentials. And I mean, if they're MLB ready, they're MLB ready. But I want guys that have, you know, 90 plus, which I want more A potential players. So I'm looking for those hidden gems throughout this draft class and seeing where they are at so I can focus in on them. You see here, we're going right fielders in the East, third baseman internationally. We're going to focus in on Chris Jansen, who wasn't international. I think he was in the East. But that chance at 95 potential, I just want to see how real that could be, as he had some good hitting stats and good fielding abilities to kind of go along with that. So we'll see where those ranges kind of hold down as we close out on week 7 here of scouting. And we got to get just won the first 2 against Oakland. So that's a clean week, 7 straight dubs, 1 game over 500. It comes to an end there at game 3. But here, Gleyber Torres with a 12-game hitting streak. We are down 15-2. You already know I was not about to hop in that game. That game is long gone, long sold. We end up losing 16-5. That is Valdez getting the L. 7 hits as a team, but they had 20. Valdez only an inning and 2/3, 6 earned runs, 7 hits. Jackson Jobe came in 6 hits, 5 earned. Jordan Hicks 4 hits, 3 earned. Everybody gave up multiple earned runs in that game, and it was just all bad. And now we're on a 3-game losing streak, coming into a chance here for Matt Manning to get a complete game shutout. Now we're going into the 8th, so he still has 2 more innings to go. But we'll be jumping in to see and focus in on this shutout to see if we can get it. We're up 6-0, so the runs are back popping. And this Royals team, which is last in the division, I think the Twins are last in the division. I think they're 4th, but they're still not that good of a team. So we should be handling this like business as usual. So a good strikeout there. And then here, Jace Jung diving for the play. That's 98 speed though. Great effort, but we were not throwing that out. But it does give a chance for a double play here. Is that Bucky Hackman? He already made it up to the show for the Royals? That is crazy. In one episode, my man made it up to the show as we get him to go and line into a double play. But I honestly didn't realize until just now doing this commentary. Like, oh my gosh. He made it up to the show pretty quickly. He was a generational talent, it looked like. So maybe he'll be good. We'll have to maybe keep an eye on that then. Especially because we'll see him in division. So we'll see him, you know, at least once a year. I'll try to play, you know, each of the divisional opponents if it makes sense. Now, here in the top of the 9th, though, we'll have to face 3, 4, and 5, so the heart of the order. And Matt Manning is probably near the tail end of his run here. Is Vinny is 3 for 4 on the day, and he might be 4 for 5. No, he will not be. Great run down there by Akil Baddoo. Go ahead and get it and secure it. And they're down to their final 2 outs here. As Salvador Perez, 0-2, chops this one on the ground. Shift still in effect here in the game, not taken out like in real life, so it will be a base hit into the outfield. Shift playing against us that time. Oscar Colas up next, and he flies this one, but Morris Jones has too much speed. He's going to go ahead and reel this one back in to get them down to their final out on the day. Now all we have to do is clean this up and walk out of here with our dub. Wes K is up with a 1-2 count. After watching that one, can't get him to chase the curveball, trying to get that final strike on a chase. 2-2, popped it up. This should be an easy play for Akil Baddoo to go ahead and range in, glove it, and that'll do it, my boys. We bounce back from a 3-game slide with a complete game shutout here from Matt Manning. Great work there. How many hits did he give up? Was he close to like a no-hitter, perfect game? We'll see here in a second when the box score kind of comes up. 7 hits as a team. So he gave up 7 hits, only 5 Ks, but no walks, 3 others non-innings. So a very good start for him. Of course, he's going to be player of the game. We managed to walk away with 10 hits as a squad. Akil Baddoo actually being the only one with no hits here this game, along with 2 for Torkelson and Jace Jung. So great work for them in the bottom half. And Guerrero hit his 13th bomb to get up to 37 RBIs. And Gonzalez right behind him with 24. And there goes Torkelson. Oh, I thought that was an error. You got a second stolen base today. That's great. So Matt Manning's ERA now almost touching the 2s, which would give us 3 guys below 4, which is pretty good. And now we just need to get the 2 middle guys that I thought would be secure, that I thought would be putting up Matt Manning and Jackson, or not Jackson Joe, but Casey Mize stats. If they could be getting a little bit better as the season goes on, we might be good. You see, we're now tied with the White Sox yet again, 2.5 games behind the Guardians. So the Guardians are slipping a little bit. We're under 500 by a game, and the Guardians on a 5-game skid. So if we had that 3-game losing streak came at a worse time, if we had been able to straighten that out, we'd probably be on top of the division right now. But there's still plenty of time. Now I'm starting to get a little bit of hope. 3 games out of the wild card, but we're only 2.5 out of our own division. Let's go ahead and look at some stats here from the team before we get out of here. See where we've improved. The batting average, we've jumped up to 18. We were down there in the bottom third. Runs, it looks like we've moved up to tie for 17th, so I will take that. Hits, doubles. I'm trying to look for like things that kind of make sense. Okay, there you go. 21st in doubles, home runs. We're still 24th, so still near the bottom. I think we've gotten a little bit better though at that one. We're tied for 19th in RBIs with 39, 41st in stolen bases. So we're leading in stolen bases. I'll take that. Of course, second in stolen base percentage though, so we're getting caught a little bit too much. Slugging percentage, we're at 22nd. On base, it looks like we actually are pretty good at that though. 13th on base percentage. So walking a lot, getting on base by any means necessary. That's going to be the way that we get runs across. We actually have the lowest amount of errors. I'm worried about my team committing errors, and we're actually the lowest with 9. 4 of them being Spencer Torkelson's though, so that's why I'm a little angry. And then 19th in ERA. So once we get those things straightened out though, I think we honestly will be a very strong team. It could be back in postseason contention. Now, whether we'll make it out the first round or not will be yet to be seen. But I think we actually have a strong opportunity here to make something shake in the postseason if we can keep up this hot streak. Guys are hitting good at the top of the order, batting 300, batting over 288. The top 4 or 5 guys are all over 270, which is good. And then you hit the bottom half, Keith at 160, Riley Green at 230. Those guys are kind of struggling. I'm going to switch those two, see if maybe that helps out the averages. 241 by Torkelson, and then 254 by Harry Ford to kind of lead back into the top of the rotation. So just a little experiment there to see if maybe that helps out the averages a little bit. You see Tariq Skubal, not see all young numbers, but still hitting 3.4. We got to get Severino and Valdez down. Both those guys well over 5 and 6 ERAs and almost at 2 whips. And then you got Matt Manning and Casey Mize casually just being good. As Casey Mize has gone up to an 86 overall now, +2 to the hit per 9 and home run per 9, +1 to the strikeout and walks per 9. As he's looked strong fighting for that 8 potential, trying to get up there near the 90s with Tariq Skubal. Jackson Jobe, he's actually been pretty good in long relief. He just hasn't had that many innings to help lower his ERA, but he's been pretty good and pretty solid. I'm not mad at it at all. And the bullpen as a whole has been able to hold things down and shut the door. So I'm not mad at those guys at all, but I am looking to see if any of these guys are ready to possibly take over that role. Like I said, Jackson Jobe, it's not really his fault because he hasn't pitched that many innings, but a 70 ERA is very high. And I just kind of want to just keep my eyes on AAA to see if they're doing anything. Neil Franco, after his first start, still not doing too well. 0-2 now with a 9.3 ERA. So hopefully I wasn't bad juju on him playing his first start and he can get back right. But we'll keep an eye on this to see if anything's go down, to see if he keeps progressing. and see if he needs to be moved into long relief. He's giving up 10 earned runs and only 9 2/3 innings. So that's almost that is actually an earned run inning. He just didn't complete the last inning that he did. And the whip is about 1.8. Only giving up 1 home run though, so not having to worry about the deep ball, but way too many hits being given up here. And I think it'd probably be best to just go ahead and let Wilmer Flores back into the lineup. Maybe let him do some long relief for it, see if that ERA drips a little bit. Even though he has the best overall, at AA, so it didn't make sense to keep him down there being so far ahead of everybody else. Santiago Nieve, you see he's up to a 68 overall now, despite being in a cold streak. James Conley, I'm waiting for him to start upgrading. He's already 24 years old, has A potential, but only 65 overall. Waiting for him to dominate and really take over. Steve Shabbat's, he's actually boosted just a little bit up to a 64 overall. So I want to get more starting. Seeing these overalls makes me want to go look at more starting pitching, because there's a lot of 60s and low 70s and not a whole lot of mid 70s and up that aren't at the major league level. Like, I want to have depth at starting pitcher to where I could bring up somebody if need be, or at least to see that they're progressing. Now, this is kind of alarming to see Ben Hernandez, the guy that we drafted last year, with A potential, is actually getting worse in his time in AA. I don't know what else to do. I don't want to send him down to single A. He's actually better than the other two closing pitchers that we have that are ahead of him at AAA. Overall wise, he's better than both already. So I don't want to send him to single A, but if he can't pick it up and keeps struggling and he keeps regressing, it might be one of those situations where we end up having to. So let me know what you guys think down below. Give the feedback on that. If you think he should be moving down, let it be known in the comment section, as well as leave a like, comment, and subscribe on your way out the video. Next time we come out through, we'll be refocusing. I know we just kind of focused on it, but we'll focus again on the White Sox, at least here while we're battling with them. Now, hopefully near the end of the season, it'll be more focused on the Guardians and battling with them for first place. But right now, we're in the battle to take over and hold down second place. So, baby steps to get to the end goal. See, we're 50 days away from the draft, so I'll try to be getting this a little bit closer to that in the next episode too as well. So that way we can be drafting soon. Just let me know how you guys are enjoying the series and that you guys keep loving it. If you guys keep loving it, I'm going to keep bringing it. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. It's me, your boy SGG, aka the King of Games, aka SmooveGotGame. And I'll catch you guys in the next Tigers rebuild. I'm out.